studentmedia.com. One of the many benefits to being a student at Kansas Wesleyan is the free access to the Salina YMCA facilities. As part of a partnership between the college and the students, faculty member and staff are all granted memberships and access to the gym, pool, basketball courts, and other facilities. A number of students at the school, along with their professors and other staff members, say they find that the WISE programs offer them a chance at both rejuvenation and recreation. The K-Dub flag football team broke with their regular play to take part in an Olympic rules 5 versus 5 game early in November. Although the team is more familiar with playing 7-on-7, and in spite of the inclement weather for the game, the women showed up and showed off on the playing field, just like Olympic athletes. The Lady Coyotes dominated last year with head coach Melinda Wen named KCAC Coach of the Year. While Wesleyan is known for its athletics program and its host of athletic-related activities, there's another sport that might not be so familiar. NewsDesk reporter Drew Wardle tells us more about the students who compete in the basement of Peters Science Hall.
At Kansas Wesleyan, athletes make up a large part of the student body. What is not as well known is the athletes that do not play on a field, rather online. We caught up with Valorant captain Riley Gwynn.
My freshman year, I had a guy that lived in the same hall as me that said he came here to be on an esports team, and I was interested as video games are a hobby of mine, and after coming in, talking to the coaches and some of the players, I decided that I really wanted to join. So,
if you are also interested in joining the esports team, go online and submit a recruiting form. The esports team offers a wide variety of competitive games, including Valorant, Call of Duty, and Rocket League. Reporting for NewsDesk, I'm Drew Wardell.
The senior recognition at Kansas Wesleyan University happened this Saturday. The main event was the women's soccer game between KWU and Friends, a day that honored and recognized the seniors with a special ceremony on the field. We interviewed team captain Valeria Hernandez about the end of her collegiate soccer career, and this is what she had to say.
Advice I would give to players coming in is just always give 100%, never be satisfied. Work to the extent you can, always be pushing for greatness. One thing that a coach told me is if you're the best in the room, you're in the wrong room. Always try to be better than everyone on the field, try to be better than the other self you are right now currently, and just always strive for greatness.
A lot of people attended the soccer game, with many cheering from the stands. After the game, each senior accompanied by their loved ones received flowers in a framed jersey. The Beaver Dining Hall played host to a hot wing challenge in late October. Reporter Dre Kemp has that story.
Many students who participated failed and succeeded in the hot wing challenge last week during Halloween. The first winner, Landon Steger, shared how he felt after the challenge.
My name is Landon Steger. I just did the hot wings challenge. It was pretty fun. The wings were pretty good. They weren't super good, but they were pretty good. It wasn't spicy at all when I was doing it, and then I finished all of them, and I figured out that I won, and then it got way spicier after I did it. It was really spicy for a couple seconds, and then I got water, and then it was almost instantly better. So it wasn't that bad, but it was pretty fun. I give it an 8 out of 10 overall.
The event was a success as many students participated and many students watched and cheered on. Reporting for NewsDesk, I'm Dre Kim.
Now it's time to take a closer look at life on campus with the Coyote Spotlight. In the studio today is our interviewer, Garrett Garfield.
Thanks, Shiloh. Today's guest is KWU student Kevin Egbal. Kevin, thank you for being our Spotlight student of the day. We're just going to ask you a few questions like how your experiences are on KWU and being a student here. So without further ado, could you answer that question?
Thanks, Garrett. Yeah, I'm having a great time at KWU. I came here from Los Angeles, California, and although it was quite a move at first, I quickly learned, that making friends is just as easy as it was before, I've gotten heavily involved in the sports out here. I am in men's bowling, and I'm having a lot of fun with that.
Okay. Yeah. So, you say you're from Los Angeles. That's a long trip. From Los Angeles to now Kansas here in Salina. That's also a big culture change as well, from being from LA to now Salina. Can you give us some backstory on that?
Yeah, I will say I say howdy a lot more since I've been here.
Howdy.
That has been a little bit of a change. I will say my country music taste and ability to listen to country music. I've listened to a lot more country music now that I have been in Kansas for almost coming up on the second year. But the culture shock definitely changed with the small town vibe.
Yeah.
I'm big town Los Angeles, and here it's just different. It's a nice different. It's a slower different.
So you
but
do
it's
like
not,
it for the better?
I like it for the better, and the longer I stay here, the more I do want to stay here.
Okay.
But it was a big change at first.
How's the community here compared to LA? That's a big question.
Nicer. The community is so much nicer here than Los Angeles. People will go out of their way to help you here that I don't get that in Los Angeles.
I got you. So, I want to reflect on the statement you made earlier. You say you do bowling, and bowling, in my opinion, is such like a sport where people are like think of it as easy almost, because it's not physically, such a hard sport in a way compared to like football, baseball, or basketball like that. But I think it's like a mental side of it as well. So like, can you like go into like and elaborate on like how bowling, like why you got into it?
Yeah, bowling was a sport that I picked up because my grandfather had been bowling for about 30 years. One day I just decided that after seeing him do it enough that I wanted to learn. And so I've been bowling now for about 6 years. The bowling that people see when they go to a bowling alley and bowl is not the bowling that happens when we go to tournaments and we compete at large for the university. We bowl upwards of 21 games in a meet, some individual, some team. And that is I did not understand the mental factor that 21 games had until I had bowled 21 games. And we were exhausted by the end of it. And so that's a big difference, is that like there's also different costs associated with when you start getting involved in any sport at more than just a recreational level. The equipment costs more, the technology costs more, and like every other sport, no sport is cheap.
Yeah, so you kind of like go back into your grandfather. That's how you got into bowling, and I for like one like think like my dad got me into baseball. So is that like a core memory for you, like how relating to your grandfather with bowling?
Yeah,
like
when I go back to California, we still bowl together.
Cool.
I do get the opportunity when I go to California to be a man on his team when I'm there. He'll just, if somebody's out, I'm the first person that gets subbed in, and it's really cool because now I'm not. Now I'm right up there with how he bowls and how good he is.
Yeah.
And that took a long time.
Yeah, so, you do bowling now, and, you also have classes. So how do you, like, merge those two in together here?
Yeah, a big factor with time management is having an agenda. But the greater aspect with time management is that if I'm not right in my physical health, and physical health plays a lot into my mental health, then nothing else is going to get done. As organized as I am with this planner, it really comes down to being ahead of everything, and I hate not being ahead. So being organized, being ahead, that's just how it helps me stay organized.
Yeah. So, coming down into it, you're a junior now. How do you go into like your plan after graduation?
My plan after graduation is to get an MBA and enjoy the rest of my time here.
That's cool. That's cool. Well,
Thanks,
thank
Gary.
you for your time. That's all we have for this interview. And back to you, Shiloh.
That's all the time we have for now. On behalf of our producers, reporters, and studio crew, thanks for watching, and make sure you check in again next week for another edition of News Desk. I'm Shiloh Johnson.